What are you wearing? What kind of shirt are you wearing?
Well, we're going to get into it. We'll wait till we start.
Okay.
This is about this.
I think we're starting.
Are we started?
We're
back. It's exciting.
We are here. We got to promote our big gig.
What's up, Doc? Well, we
got to make a double announcement.
We have a few announcements, but this one is kind of embarrassing for me. But yeah.
You can blame it on me.
No, it's definitely me.
I'll take the fall.
So what did I have? 4 shows?
We were doing shows in Covina, California.
At the Laugh Factory.
Yes.
And there was, I believe, Thursday, 2 Friday, and 1 Sunday.
Weren't you doing one with the Andy Man?
Well, that's already sold out.
Okay.
That's Saturday. That's
separate deal.
Yeah. That's neither here nor there. He did fine. He sold his out. I did not. And then a friend hit me up, and this is so funny. They go, man, you're selling a lot of tickets. I go, that's awesome. Where? What are you talking about? I go, we were going to see you in Covina, but all the shows are sold out, so we can only go on Sunday. And I didn't have the heart to tell them that they canceled all those other shows because we didn't sell any tickets.
So come see us Sunday.
Sunday.
September 17th.
September, no. No,
What's
Jeffrey.
that
Maybe that's why.
No.
Is
Don't
it the
blame me.
17th?
I believe it is.
No, it isn't. We're in Vegas.
It's my father's birthday.
Is it really?
Yeah, I might not be able to show up.
No, it's September 24th.
Sorry. A week after my father's birthday.
Yes, because
I'll still be celebrating, so come see it in Covina.
Yeah, because on the 23rd, Andrew and I are doing his shows are sold out. Thanks a lot.
Why do we have to promote it? Just don't even mention it.
And so, yeah, I was doing the 20th, 21st, 24th. I have to fix that on my website.
Well, where else could people see it? Oh, yeah.
The week before that, from the 11th to the 17th, Jeff and I will be in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
At the Tropicana for the Laugh Factory. Very exciting.
I've never performed in Las Vegas.
This is very exciting.
First time.
This is going to be a true test.
I'm going to rent a bunch of tuxedos.
I love this, but I am going to put money on, since we're going to Vegas, that you quit stand-up by Wednesday. Just letting you know.
Very possible. I might quit before we go. I may not make it.
just sometimes when you do the whole week, people hate the whole week. I don't mind it because I don't stay on the Strip, and I was kind of used to it when I was featuring for Andrew for all that time. So I got used to Vegas. But when people are just in Vegas and it's just in your face.
I'm not a big Vegas person to begin with.
It's tough. Yeah.
And I may not leave where I stay. I may not go out. I may not go outside.
Yeah, I go away from the Strip.
It might be like The Shining. I might lose it. We'll see.
It can't get like that.
It's exciting.
Just like, did I just see Jack Nicholson? Like, you will get weird.
I should do video diaries.
I start to look like Shelley Duvall to you. You're like, what is going on?
I'll come with the axe.
Here's Johnny.
Right through the door.
So exciting.
So come. It depends what show you see.
Vegas, I do have a lot of people that do come. And I had a group of people that came when I was supposed to be there in July or June. But I had to switch the weeks. So I'm doing September. So they were mad at me because they're like, we're not going to be there in September. Whoops.
Who are these? Your local Vegas fans?
I don't know if they're just from Nevada, but they made plans to go to Vegas, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just go see Eleanor," because they were excited that I was going to be at the Tropicana, and whatever.
Do you gamble?
Sometimes. I'm a problem. Are you a gambler?
Not really. No.
I love it.
I'll do an occasional slot machine, but that's about it.
You could just do it, walk away.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd rather just be...
I'm bad.
I'd rather have my low bank account than...
We get the shakes and we just start putting money in there.
You start going in. You start smoking in there.
And then it goes up and it goes down. Well, at one point in Atlantic City, my brother Charlie had to pull me off.
He had to legit pull you away.
He goes, no, we're not. You're not putting another nickel. Because we were up and we had to get like a stair lift from my mom. And I was like, let's win the money. Because that's a real smart move. And then we didn't realize my mom has such good insurance. It covers it.
So you're like, we just lost $5,000.
I didn't need it. And he was like, that's it. We got $600. That's it. Get out.
And you were like, I can do it.
I was up like 200 or something. Two or 300. It was bad.
So that'll be fun for me. I hope I watch you lose everything.
No, don't, Jeff. That's not funny.
No, it's not funny.
But it is.
Yeah. kind of.
It's always fun to watch somebody else lose money.
Or gamble.
Yeah.
Do you
Gamble
do
bad.
You do any games?
No, I'm not smart enough for
You
that.
ever play Uno?
I just like shiny lights and loud noises. You know what I mean?
I like the only
Ding,
one
ding,
of the
ding.
main things I like about Vegas. I don't like a lot about it, but I like the people watching is second to none.
Absolutely. But when I first started stand-up, my really good friend is Steve Sharippa,
Yeah.
who booked me at the Riviera.
What show was he on?
The Sopranos.
Yes, he was.
Bacala. And
He got in that great fight with Tony Soprano.
probably one of the greatest.
What a brawl. They were like really going
So
at it.
good.
Two bulls, really.
So good.
In the cabin.
Big boys, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, really pounding.
Oh, so funny. It's one of my favorite scenes.
He plays with the trains.
Yeah. Also, Sharippa had some great, because his wife died in it, so he had some great emotional scenes. He's great. I love
Remember when he wouldn't eat the last of the lasagna?
Yeah. And then
He's saving it.
and then the torpedo came in and cooked it. He was like, I was saving the She's the best, Shannon. But anyway, so Sharippa booked me at the Riviera, and it's at that point I think we were doing 14 shows. This is 16 years ago. So we were doing 14 shows. I was working with Vic DiBitetto, and oh God, it's escaping me the name. I'm so mad because he's so funny, from Long Island. But I was the host. Right. So I bring up Vic DiBitetto, and he goes, nobody's ever said my name right. And I'm like, DiBitetto, that's like Smith in my neighborhood. And so
Could you just ask him too before? How do you say
it? Doesn't matter. It's a big Italian name. So
Yeah.
he says, he goes, even if I break it down slowly for people, they mess it up. So anyway, so we were working there. And, you know, I'm struggling for jokes, but I'm trying. And this old man was like, I got a joke for you. I was like, okay, because I was brand new. And Sharippa was like, you'll get your legs, you know, like giving me that opportunity. It was a big deal. And so the guy goes, there's a slot machine downstairs. It's the it's the Monica Lewinsky slot machine. And I was like,
Oh, boy.
there really is a Monica? And he goes, yeah, it says insert bill here.
Hey.
Crushed.
Why was
with it, by
why
the
was
way.
Argus Hamilton watching your show?
Why did I crush with it? When I would get nervous, I would do that joke.
Oh my gosh! Oh boy!
But I was brand new. I was like
Ugh.
4 months in, 5 months in tops, and I was
Do you
like,
have any Michael Jackson
I
slot
was like
machine
this,
jokes?
like.
The Christopher Walken slot machine. Here's what it would sound like.
And it was a really old man. Like, why did I listen to him? He was so cute.
Jeez. He should have been up there.
The worst
himself.
dad joke ever.
He sounds like a writer.
So also on our last podcast, was it our last? Okay, I have so many things to fix. Remember?
Yeah, your jellyfish cancer.
Right. That was wrong. What was that called again? Jelly belly?
Jelly
Yes.
belly.
Thank you. Jelly belly cancer. Also,
Which may not be real either.
it was it was his twin brother. It was my cousins that are twins, Bobby and Michael. Michael unfortunately had the cancer, but Bobby was the one who swam the English Channel.
That's what kept him healthy.
Yes. So I mean, remember we were joking about like, did he get from swimming the
Yes,
English
yes.
Channel? I don't know, but he got bit by a jellyfish, so that wasn't real. So you have to take that back. But anyway, also I told a story about my brother Johnny and Charlie, and Johnny called me furious that I ruined the story.
Uh-oh.
Furious.
Why doesn't Johnny just come do the show with me and we'll get it right?
And I think I got nervous because I was like we were joking about I was telling you about how my dad in the typewriter store made him and my brother Charlie strip machines.
Yes.
So Johnny had put his back together, but Charlie's was all like taken apart. Now he's
Yes.
already yelling if he's listening. He's already furious that I'm messing this up.
You're doing
But
it again.
my dad had this crazy anger that was insane, right?
Yeah.
And so Johnny's trying to put his thing back together because he didn't really take it. But Charlie's was literally in pieces. And so he went down the basement for something, and my dad got mad and threw the carriage of the typewriter, an IBM Selectric 3, whatever it was that they took apart, down maybe it wasn't a Selectric, but he threw the carriage down the basement steps as Charlie was walking up, and it missed his head by like half an inch.
Should have killed him.
1,000%.
Death by typewriter is one of the worst ways to go.
What do you write on the death certificate? A carriage?
What was the store called?
Maybe it was an Underwood. I don't know, but
what was your dad's store called?
Kerrigan Office Machine Company.
Office machine?
Yeah, they had office machines.
Why not just say typewriters?
Kerrigan Office Machine Company, COM. Yeah.
What other machines they have? Like coffee makers?
And they had adding machines, cash register, everything.
Adding machines, a calculator?
Cash registers?
Oh.
Cash registers, we had a lot of those. And the one we had in there didn't work. We had to pull it out manually. I was like, you can't even fix this one. What are we doing here?
Did they have the mechanical horses outside of supermarkets? It's an office machine.
How dare you? How dare you? No, we didn't, because then I would have never left. I would have been there every day riding that horse.
One of your brothers stripped it down.
But yeah, Johnny was like, why didn't you tell that part? That's the best part of the story. And I was like, no, it's not. That my dad almost killed my brother? That's not the best part.
Does he like this show?
And it wasn't the first time he almost killed him.
Does Johnny Fax like the show or just listen to it to make himself angry and critique your performance?
He also was thrilled that we used his reference, because Hedy Lamarr, he referred that
was his choice.
He was very excited about that.
Special.
And then
Johnny's choice.
Yeah, I mean, he called me. I was literally with my niece and nephew, her son, and my brother and sister-in-law, and he was yelling at me. I go, John, I'm with the baby, and he's like, anyway, he just kept going, yelling about
it almost hit him in the head. And you didn't bring it up. You're an idiot.
And I go, maybe I panicked. I don't want people to know how fucking vicious my dad could be. Yeah. Shit, you want me to tell all the other stories too, you sicko?
Statute of limitations is long gone.
Is it? We had my mom's sister had 10 kids too, and we had like a family reunion where we were telling stories.
You ever have a 10-on-10 brawl?
Dude, we should, but we might lose that one. Weren't
they classy?
They're
these
a little bit more than
us. They were the white gloves. Is that these people?
No, that's my dad's side.
Got it.
This is my mom's sister, had 10 kids too.
Just don't like contraception on that side, huh?
Not a thing. Very fertile they were.
Pull out?
No, it's not a thing. Nobody wants to. But we were just talking about growing up and what it was like, and we were telling stories, and Johnny and Charlie, Billy, everybody's telling insane stories. And I mean, my cousins were like that. Like they thought this was going to be like a fun. And at one point, my Aunt Joy looked at my mom and goes, "Did this really happen?" Like,
how did they not? Were you not close to them?
We were. They just lived in the suburbs. Like they.
But they didn't.
When
how did
we
they not
went
know
there,
that you guys were in? Oh, you went there and
when we went there, it was like clean your shit up,
buttoned up.
Quiet. Nobody.
Don't show your scars.
Right. So it was that kind of a thing where nobody got involved.
So what was this reunion? Like, look at this. This is where my dad bit part of my pinky off.
They were like, oh, man, I remember we have to stand in line for the bathroom. And I was like, oh, wow. I remember being on the toilet. They ripped the door down because I was taking too long.
And that's abuse. You're like, oh, well.
Or taking a shower because they had to use the bathroom.
Because they were horny.
So we didn't have a door. So there was like wild. They were like, "Oh, okay." Like, I think we scared them. I got to be honest.
Speaking of abuse, guess what time baby Bob got up today?
4:45.
This guy will not.
He's an early bird, huh?
He's almost 2, and he's still pulling this shit. It's ridiculous.
And
I still keep late. I never really switched my hours from I'm a night owl.
Comic at heart.
Yeah, you do stand up. I worked at a comedy store for years. You just get your clock as nighttime.
Off.
So I'm going to bed close to 2. Wake up at 4:45.
Are you using a noise machine? What are you using?
Yeah, we got
everything.
All the whistles, bells.
All the bells and whistles.
This guy will not sleep. So then I have to bring baby Barb to school. This guy has the nerve to take a morning nap, which he never does. I'm like, oh, you're tired? Oh, take a load off.
You wake him up?
Yeah.
Hey, not now,
yeah,
fucker.
Come on. Come cry it out as we go to school. Jesus.
Will you sleep in the car at least?
No, he will not. He never took a bottle.
Okay.
This guy is difficult.
I kind of like this.
Never bottle fed.
Mm-hmm. Never.
Never.
Whoa.
Would never sleep in a stroller, really.
Okay.
We brought him to Disney, and he did like a 30-minute.
You birthed a bougie baby.
Just out of pure exhaustion, but he was like, no, I'm not doing it. Difficult. I just need him to get older so he can figure the sleep out on his own.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, hit him, and he can go watch TV by himself at 4 a.m.
Well, that gets to this, like,
yeah,
because I was thinking about that. A lot of parents try not to put their kids in front of a TV or in front of like all our devices and stuff, but
you can start that way. It's not going to last.
100%.
It's not going to last.
My nephew tried to do it. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna keep it down," and now he's like, "Here, just go watch.
Take a phone, whatever.
Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Leave me
Put
alone.
earbuds in. Just don't talk to me." Like I get it. A parent gets to that point.
It's a new challenge in parenting that wasn't there before. Tablets, phones. Computers.
Well, we had TVs.
TV, but it was
the couch
as
potatoes.
They mentioned in this, TV was regulated, where it was like
to an extent.
Whereas YouTube is just put up whatever you want.
Right, but it was regulated, but it still made us the zombie-like because we just zoned out.
Yeah, and
you weren't learning anything. I mean, we have a competition in our house that if you just give this scenario of the Brady Bunch, we could tell you what episode, like a tiny little piece of it, who was in it. We could do the whole episode.
You guys are experts. If you were on Jeopardy, you would dominate.
Oh, easily. I mean, my brother Charlie, he's still doing it, and he's like one of my smartest family members.
He still watches the Brady Bunch?
Not the Brady Bunch, like Friends, Seinfeld, like that kind of thing. Like
so
he knows
his taste is evolved.
he knows every single. If you say something, he'll be like, "Oh, that's like the episode of Seinfeld." You're like, "No, it's not. It's really not."
Does he have anything current? Any current shows?
No. What's that one they love?
Three's Company.
Speaking of this, Walking Dead, the zombies.
Never seen it.
Me either. They watch it on a loop. What's this? The Brady Bunch. We're doing trivia.
What was the original title?
Whoa! They have a fucking trivia.
Of course. I mean, we're
one of the options is with 6 you get an egg roll. That's what I'm hoping.
That's what I want it to be.
Full House. Come on.
The Family Next Door.
That's what I would guess by those choices.
Wrong. Wonder what it is.
Johnny's yelling right now.
I'm gonna guess mine and yours.
Is it mine and yours? Ding 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 ding.
Oh, because they merged. Yeah.
What is
he
Mike
was an
Brady's
architect.
job?
Architect.
A closeted architect. I'll give it to you though.
Judy Gold's one of my favorite jokes. An architect. He built a house on not enough room for all the kids. They were just all bunched together in each room. Mm-hmm. They had to share 3 in each room.
That was for hookups.
Then Greg would have been in the mom's bed, right? Isn't that how it went?
He'd go in occasionally. That was offset behavior.
I didn't know there was a different name. That would have been mine and yours makes sense. The reason I went for the other one because yours, mine, and ours is a big movie that went that way, and like it was emerging a family that blended. So I was like, oh, they wouldn't go after the movie title. See, they have old and a newer one.
Never heard of it.
Not newer, but Lucille Ball was the first one. Yeah. And then I think Renee, oh God, I can't think of their names. They're so nice.
Lucille Balls to the Walls, what they called her.
Balls to the walls.
Back in the day.
Look at her. She's so cute.
Look at Lucy.
I love Lucy.
The
you
show?
have to say it. I love Lucy.
Is that a promotion?
It's just how it goes.
Your brother's an expert.
Who did the other one?
Whoa, typewriter. Look at that.
Whoa, hey, calm down.
Your brother almost got hit in the head.
Who did the more? I love him too. He's so handsome. The one who did the more recent one of this.
Horatio Sands?
Oh.
He is so handsome, though.
Stop it.
Bernie Mac?
Maybe it was in the 90s.
Chuck Woolery?
2005. Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. That's his name. Handsome. And then Renee Russo. See? I tried to watch that one. Me and my mom were like, not as good.
Never heard
Cute,
of this movie
but not as
life.
good. Well, my mom watches old movies, so I have to watch them with her.
I got to get on my social media.
Yeah, let's get on this social dilemma.
This is a Kerrigan pick. Educational Eleanor rears her ugly head once again. Back-to-back educational documentaries. What's going on? You in summer school?
The social, yeah, like I have a question because I wanted to look this up, but of course I forgot. But the social dilemma in this documentary, they kept going to was it a movie or a TV show?
It was driving me crazy.
Me too.
No, it was a scripted thing they filmed for this.
Shut the front door.
No, that's what it is.
Really?
The son is the son from Righteous Gemstones, Danny McBride's
Right.
son.
That's why I was like, wait.
It was driving me crazy. It was so cheesy. It was like
At first, I got excited because I was like, this is going to be funny.
It was like an after-school special. It was terrible.
How dare you? I loved
They were
after-school special.
It was like 30 minutes long. I was like, just give me more talking heads.
Just
I don't
make a
see
movie
this.
then. Yeah,
was
just
like,
make a friggin' movie.
But also, there's a little show Netflix on your own network called
Hello?
Black Mirror that does what you're
yeah.
trying to do way better. So it's like, why you do it?
Never watched that.
It's a great show, but I was like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, that is
It's like a kid who's
so
like,
weird.
I can't stop looking at my phone. And I was like, this is so
And I was
stupid.
like, it also had all the check marks. It was like, okay, a white person, I don't know, the young girl, I don't know what her
their dad
nationality-
was a
and
black
then a
dude,
black man.
but they didn't look, none of the siblings looked like they had a
Nothing.
black father. I was like, why
Right.
would you do this casting?
So I was like, is this his daughter? Or, a blended family I get? Or
But none of them looked like they were his kids.
Yeah.
Unless he just
It
came
was
in as
so
a
weird.
stepdad.
it was like, it's like, oh, we have to check all these boxes to make sure everybody will relate.
Every time it went to that, it would drive me crazy.
Same.
Instead, the scenes got longer and longer. I'm like,
way
enough.
longer. It really pissed me off.
And it's also like they think we're so stupid that I can't connect the dots of
And
what these people are
understand what they're
saying.
saying.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, why don't you demonstrate with these actors what you're saying?
What is it that they do that in like the reenactment? Like they always do that in.
But they're just looking for something to show over people talking to make it spice it up. This though was like
a full,
on top of what
this was a full movie.
so it was redundant. It was like
Yeah.
on top of what they're
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
showing you again. You're like, why am I seeing this?
It's
And
really
they were showing
annoying.
like they were pretending like these three guys were like the behind the scenes of your phone.
Oh yeah, what was that?
And he was like, we need to send him a
I was like, there's three robot-ish people
Yeah,
working to like, but I was getting annoyed with what they were saying. Like things like they invented the like button to promote positivity.
Yeah.
Oh, you really didn't think people were going to flip out if they didn't get a lot of likes?
Positivity. Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Hit like.
It's weird.
They had the guy who invented the like button on as a,
I know,
as a
that's why I
talking
was
head
like-
on this.
And he was like, yeah, I thought it was going to be good. Like,
Some of the talking heads on this were pretty physically impressive. How about that one lady's hair?
tremendous.
About 3 feet in the air.
If she did a TikTok on how to get her hair that high, she'd be gigantic. She'd be the biggest thing on TikTok.
Courtney and I had a 5-minute discussion on that woman's hair. Just back and
Unbelievable.
forth. It was like, had she always
It's
had it
not
like
even,
this?
It's not even touched up. She's allowing the gray to come in, and it still looked fucking fabulous. Fabulously high. Yes! Tremendous.
3 to 3.5 foot of elevation. Look at that. Sally Jesse Raphael with
the smaller
with a
glasses.
tiger man.
Yeah.
It's a crazy head of hair.
That's the king of the jungle, right there.
I don't even know if wet. I think that's still just like
I
it
mean,
just looks
it's
like so much hair.
It's so thick. It's so if she was on TikTok being like, I use this shampoo, nobody would be able to get it.
She donated her hair to cancer, and they turned some of the hair away. They're like, it's too much. We can't handle it. It would look unnatural.
It's too
Look
much.
at this.
It's amazing.
Oh my
I could
God.
not take my eyes off her.
Shoshana Zuboff.
Yeah, and I love the name Shoshana.
Could be the most Jewish name of all time.
Yeah, it's
Shoshana
one of my
Zuboff.
favorites. From Girls, I fell in love with that name.
Didn't Jerry Seinfeld date her?
No, from the TV show Girls.
Kidding.
But wait, look. See how she lets the gray come in and it doesn't affect at all.
I heard she has an OnlyFans.
Probably.
But it's only her just touching her hair, rubbing her hands through it. Jesus.
She just goes like this. I was jealous. I was like, my hair's too flat for today.
And you're like watching this lady with 4 feet of hair.
Unbelievable.
Some of the pictures, there's a variety in the documentary. It was like a legit big, juicy perm.
Yeah.
Crazy. Then the other guy who I loved was the guy who looked like Tom Arnold meets Gary Oldham in True Romance. What was the guy's name?
Oh, yeah.
The guy with the dreads.
Shite.
He's like
This picture, because
Your own lanyard?
when you put his name up, his he
Oh
looked
yeah. Look at this guy.
tremendous. He's like, get off social media. There's more to life.
This guy's got dreads down to his.
I do
looks
the
like they could-
opposite of Shoshana. I allow it to grow and just dread it out. I
looks
love
like it would cover his wiener if he took it out.
It's like Crystal Gale's kid.
He's got Dice Man sleeves almost down to the wrist,
Yeah,
short
that's nice.
sleeves.
He's a big boy. He's a big guy. Look at his hands.
Yeah, you
I
can
wonder
ba-
how tall he is.
Are you into him? You're looking
Wait
at the
a
hand
minute.
side.
Look
If
at that face right there.
If you dated this guy, I would love it.
By the way, I just put out a 1,000-year-old reference that no one would get. No one knows who Crystal Gale is, right?
No, we just ignore you.
Thank you.
Why is this guy in guitar shops? He's a tech man.
Her hair was down to her feet or some shit.
There's a lady on 90 Day Fiance with hair down
That's
to like
look at her
feet.
hair.
There's a lady on 90 Day Fiance with hair like this.
When we were I was like, doesn't she step on it? I don't understand.
Mine would be in the toilet.
100%.
Sit right on it, right in, push it in.
Is that her son? Long hair.
What did this guy do? What did he invent?
He invented a
computer
way to get off of. No, I'm kidding.
He's a computer scientist.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Looks like he fucks a lot.
But he got out of it, right? He basically.
It seems like most of the talking heads in this realized what they were doing wasn't what they set out to do, and now they're either fighting against it or they're doing other things.
Yeah, the fake news that they put on the internet, like things like that, like they were talking about that, and I was one of the ads was, "Can you get coronavirus from eating Chinese food?" And I almost threw up.
Another
laughing.
one is, "Can you beat coronavirus by doing cocaine?"
Yes, that was a good
answer.
one too.
Yes,
always yes, on both things.
According to the internet, this lanyard guy is like 5'11".
Okay.
So he's not tall.
Eleanor thinks he's got the hog of a 6'5" guy.
Hey man, I'll take whatever he's got. Look at them hands. Let me
Would
see his feet. You got a picture of his feet? Be
Would you run
hilarious.
your hands through those dreadlocks?
You can't, but yeah.
You
It's like
can.
when I was little and I used to put a lot of hairspray
Oh,
in
look
my
at him
hair.
there. Is that his daughter?
Oh,
or is that
there's
a
his
cutout?
feet.
Is that a cutout of a daughter? That's weird. I don't think that's a real daughter.
It did look like that. Is he putting fake news on the internet? I have a
is he-
kid.
Is that a dashiki or just a 8XL muumuu?
Giant shirt.
That's crazy.
Oh man,
Who would that fit?
I don't
For
know.
like a giant.
But it reminded me that Dice cleaned his closets, and I have bags of clothes if you guys want.
In the car?
In the car.
Oh, what, 18XL?
You'll see. So
You bring it to the studio. Let the guys go through it. I got to take a look at some of that.
yeah, I got to bring it to the
Good
store
costume.
later.
Yeah, I better get to it before the store.
Mm-hmm.
One of the bartenders is a big poacher. Look at it. He loves that 18XL.
Wow.
That looks like Eleanor walking down the street.
That could be you.
Am I him or her? I gotta ask. You gotta ask.
You're the lady. You're the lady.
Is
You
that
never
a-
know which one I am.
Is that a water stamp on his shirt, or is that what the shirt says?
Like that's a watermark. Yeah.
I hope it's an advertisement.
He's wearing like shower shoes, a 14XL black shirt.
Wow.
Looks like the black shirt is his uniform. It doesn't really do
Yeah.
anything else.
But that's so tech.
Who's he had his head on right there? The guy's like, "Get your dirty dreadlocks off my suit." This guy's a star. By the way, this guy is speaking very boring. Smart.
Very boring. Smart, extremely
Very-
smart. You
very
can say, but
dry.
I literally was like, okay.
The way he talks does not match his look.
Great eyes. Look at nice eyes. if
You were
get
into
close.
this guy. The
All
big
right.
hands,
I'm
the
trying
eyes.
I'm trying to be positive. I'm looking for the Facebook likes. I'm looking for the good in all.
Oh, look at that. This guy's got great fashion. A bolo tie?
He's got heavy growth too up here. He's got to get that fixed.
Is there any look this guy can't pull off?
I know.
He's like a Steven Seagal-esque.
And what are they doing here?
I love that. I might start going with 8XL muumuus down
You
to my
should. What is
knees.
this ceremony?
It's the necklace party. That other guy's wearing a medal.
So that did say Almay.
All whites right there. That's all whites. But they're like, he's got dreads. It counts.
It's him getting a peace prize of the German.
I thought I saw
Trade
German
Association.
something.
Yeah, he's getting some sort of.
He won the
book
German
prize.
Nazi Tech Award.
There you
Yeah.
go. Brings us together.
I have
That
is
was
he
my
wearing a vest
big-
or is that a jacket? The picture on the right looks like a vest.
That's
Mm-hmm.
a coat. It's just
He's
like-
carrying a musket. This guy's weird, dude.
He's got a
He's
musket
playing
wound.
playing a didgeridoo on the side over there. This guy's interesting. He didn't talk about any of his interests.
What's this for $500?
You get to fuck him.
Whoa. All right. I'll check my bank account.
It says if you want the medium, it's $375. Was he have different dick length? Small is only $175.
That's just the tip, the small.
These tech guys, I wouldn't be shocked if they could adjust their penises to different
fuck
lengths.
yeah. Oh, fuck
The
yeah.
small is to sleep with the guy on the left, the medium is the guy in the middle, and the large is the guy on the right.
The middle guy is
It's crooked. He might have a
photobombing with
crooked
that.
schwanz. Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Would you date this guy?
Do you think he has dreads down there?
I would hope to be
Me
consistent.
too. I mean, keep it together. Let's go.
Does this guy go to Fish and Grateful Dead shows?
100%.
Dance like a zombie. Do some drugs.
Okay, it might be a little cross-eyed, but the eyes are pretty.
I think he's a good-looking guy. He's Rob Zombie's cousin. Does Rob Zombie still have the dreads?
Mm-hmm.
He does?
Oh, probably.
Is
Yeah.
Dice a friend of Rob Zombie? It seems like that'd be a Dice friend.
I don't know.
I got to call
don't
the
think
zombie
so.
man.
It'd be hilarious.
Your
But
new horror movie?
Who is it? Why do I have this name down? Tristan Harris.
It's how dare you? It's Tristan.
Tristan.
Is
What'd I
that
put?
did he make that?
Tristan.
Did he make that up, or did his parents do that?
Oh, because it's an A-N. I did put an O-N. Tristan.
He says his name is
Ah.
Tristan.
So he was like a conscious for like social media, but he was like, when he put that thing out, it's like Jerry Maguire. Like,
He's
he
the
went to
main-
work thinking, guys, I did something.
He's the main guy in this story. He's like kind of
Yeah.
they follow him. He's
Yeah.
a short redhead man named Tristan.
Tristan.
Where did he work? Let's see. I have it here somewhere.
I did not.
He was worked at Google. He was a Google ethicist,
Yeah.
which is a weird position. Never heard of that in my life. Tristan Harris. What if he's like 6'9" and I'm wrong? He seems like a small guy.
Why did you make him small? Because he's redheaded?
I don't know. He just seemed like a diminutive dude on this.
I liked him.
He was. He's one of
when
the more.
he spoke, he wasn't as
He's one of the more
boring.
charismatic of their.
A little, yeah.
These tech guys are techie.
Tough.
Some of this I was
Tough
like,
to-
why did Eleanor pick? I feel like I'm in school.
What? Come on, man.
Why are you so educational?
I'm trying to learn.
You're PBS Kerrigan. And you have a sponsorship deal?
Yes. Well, they started talking about advertising things they would put on Facebook and stuff like that, like, you know, that they would gear towards you, and that's why I wore this shirt.
What's it say? Maybe wrong, but I highly doubt it. I am a Kerrigan.
Oof.
Kerrigan family
Right?
merch.
So they would fucking sell this shit, and my sister bought it for me, and I was like, "You really want me to wear
who
this?"
sells it?
It was on Facebook.
So they
So
only
it's
were
like
going after
her name
Kerrigan?
was Kerrigan. No, any name.
Any name.
Any person. Like
Okay.
they take your last name, but it got people.
It's
I
like
saw
automated.
people wearing them everywhere.
It's like automated. So if
Got
you were to
it.
Yeah.
log on to Facebook, it would
How
have Danis on it.
Got it.
So I was like, "Oh my god, my sister fell for this shit! Like, why would you make me wear this?"
Does
And I
everyone
feel-
have it?
No, she only bought it for me. I
Only
don't know
you.
why. I don't know why. But it's the dumbest shirt I've ever seen.
Does she have one?
No.
How do you get one for someone else and you don't even have
She
it?
thought it would be a cool birthday present or Christmas present or something. And I was like, okay. I never, ever wear it. It's so funny.
You cut the sleeves off.
Today I cut the sleeves
be
because I
like-
was like, I'm not wearing a sweatshirt.
Dice Man taught you. You don't
I-
wear sleeves on a sweatshirt.
I'm going to put this in the bag after
That's
I'm
a
done.
T-shirt with a hood.
It does have a hood.
Educational Eleanor's documentary opened up with a Sophocles quote.
Yes.
You a big Sophocles fan?
Giant.
One of your favorite
Giant.
comics?
One of my favorites. Is he the one with the rock?
Sure, why not? No, that's Sisyphus. It says nothing vast enters the life of mortals without a curse. That's Sophocles. He knew that the internet was coming 800 million years later. So
Well,
they have all the employees from the various tech companies. They're like introducing you. They're all doing
Right.
the clapper. Like, how's this look? I work at Google. Yeah, I made millions of dollars. Now I'm sad about it. A lot of them are concerned. One guy said that they did cause good with what they brought.
They did some good.
Yes, but
Because
then
it's like everything. There's a little good in everything, and there's a little bad in
he
everything.
said they were naive to the flip side of the coin of what they were bringing out.
See you on the flip side,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Sorry, I don't know why.
The white hand side.
Bridesmaids just come out every once in a while.
Then they have news footage of bad shit associated with tech.
Right.
Snapchat dysmorphia. I've never heard of that.
No,
They said it's caused by filters and teens.
of course. When that in their movie they were making, when they had the little girl taking the pictures and then she's looking at herself, but she kept adding stuff to her face, like
And then someone was like,
lips bigger,
they're like, what about your
eyes
ears?
bigger.
And she freaked out.
Right. And then she started crying, looking at herself.
She chopped her
Here's
ears
the
off.
thing,
like
though.
Van Gogh.
I don't know how you grew up, but I grew up looking in the mirror crying a lot, and I didn't have social media at all. But it was, I mean, you always compare yourself to other people, but now it's like hundreds of thousands of other people.
I grew up masturbating, looking in the mirror.
There you go.
Dead in my
I
own
like
eyes.
that.
I was a fat kid. Of course I didn't like myself. I was brutally taunted.
Right. Well,
I was in a Speedo because I was a swimmer.
Yeah.
I could see everything. Thank God there was no social media. I would have been posted one of those like random, like, look at this guy. Without my knowledge.
By the way, do you guys have that fear of like have somebody take a picture
in an
and be
airport?
Like, yeah.
Comics do it all the time. Like, you can't take pictures of people and post them.
Well, you know what? So they have this. Jeff,
that
who
was
got
me.
you?
That was me. That's not far off.
Oh man,
that one is that's bigger than me.
that is.
That's more my style.
He looks? Is he trying to be sexy there?
I think he is.
Whoa.
He's a 45-year-old model. Is that Scott Baio? It's got Baio hair. Beautiful.
But so they do this thing like in Philadelphia, like Meanwhile in Delco, right? Which is the suburbs.
Kind of like the people of
It's
Walmart
silly.
sort of thing.
And my brother Jimmy made the cut.
Oh, what, his calves?
No, he's on a bike and he had like cargo pants on and it was a giant pocket. And he just had I guess he had stuff in there. Jimmy always puts shit in his pocket.
Does he live in the suburbs?
No, he must have been just drive. I don't know who did it. We were like, oh my God, it's fucking Jimmy. And thank God his face wasn't there, but you could see his hands and his motorcycle. He was on a motorcycle.
Was he pissed?
No, he doesn't care.
It's an
but
invasion of privacy.
Kind of, but it's like you can't really prove it's him or
he should have
somebody
tracked
else.
him down.
His sneakers, everything. We were all like, "Oh my God, it's Jimmy!" Like immediately.
In college, I was watching. It wasn't my choice. Everybody, it's a different time. Somebody popped on. I don't know why someone even got it. They're like, "Look at this Girls Gone Wild VHS." I was like, "Okay." Like, somebody popped it on. We see this dude we knew's girlfriend in one of the clips flashing her tits.
Oh my God.
He wasn't in the room, but it was. I found it amusing.
Oh God, is that a whole site dedicated to Meanwhile in Delco?
It's Meanwhile in Delco Facebook.
That's so funny.
Ric Flair lives in Delco.
Because I'm like, who cares about Delco? But if you live there,
Shane Gillis
they always
does.
make fun of it. Yeah, it's the suburb. My brother Johnny lives there.
Johnny Fax
Fax.
is a Delcoite?
I believe it's Delco.
Oh,
If I
you
get
don't
in
even
trouble-
know? Oh, if you get this wrong, you're done.
He
Where's
knows,
Jimmy
He
Kerrigan?
knows we don't go outside of South Philly. We don't know where he
Why'd he
lives.
turn his back on the city?
I'm not telling that story. If Johnny Fax wants to tell it, he can tell
And
it.
he said, I'm not allowed in the city because I'm a marked man. But now he doesn't even live there. So what does he know?
He left a long time ago, but for his family, schools, things like that.
I don't blame you. Good for you, Johnny.
My brother Bobby too, Karen. Three of them.
John F. Kennedy.
But Karen lived in Conshohocken. Bobby and Johnny.
Conshohocken?
That's a real name.
Sounds
He
like a
asked me to-
Massachusetts name, a Native American
We used to
style.
call it Conchaguam because we didn't even know where it was. He just said that I'll get there, nothing.
So they go to Tristan Harris. So they like kind of getting his message out. Like, what is he?
Yeah.
He wants ethical designs put into technology. He works at. Let's see here. This is complex stuff.
Google?
you throw
Wait,
at me.
what are you talking about?
Tristan Harris.
Yeah, but we already said he's Google.
I know. I'm saying though, like they get into more about what he wants.
I see what you're saying. What he wants. Yeah.
He wants moral responsibility to solve the problem of addiction in tech. He said like there's no one's dealt with addiction
Right.
in technology.
It really is
So
addicting.
So he goes home from work and he does like these 2 hours a night and he makes this like missive about
The Jerry Maguire
how
thing.
they need to change the industry, and like he gives it to various people.
This is
like,
what we got to do, guys.
brings it into Google, feels good about himself. He's changing
Excuse
the
me.
world. All the employees are like, yeah, man, that's right.
This
And
is
then
awesome.
the higher ups were like, yeah, we're good.
It was in every meeting. They said like throughout the day.
People bring it up
and then it
to
just
higher ups.
disappeared.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
And then they went to lunch and he got fired in a public place by what's his name?
They're like, what about those profits?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Tristan. Beat it.
Guys, this is a $1 billion industry. We're never making it logical.
They kept saying this over and over again. If you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
But that's what it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're the user.
Tech is competing for our attention.
Yes.
But it makes me feel like a pretty lady. They all want to take me to the dance.
When they see that picture of you as a baby, they're not going to see that much.
They're like, well, look at this guy when he's young. They say they're.
Look how hot he was when
They
he was
claim they
young.
monitor like everything you click on, everything.
I believe it. And I will say this. I do get addicted to stuff. I do watch, scroll.
You're a big TikToker.
TikTok's easy to scroll through, but I don't follow anybody or like anything. But if you watch a full video, right, I notice that like I'll be like, oh, this is interesting, whatever this lady's talking about. Or there's a lady that's on there talking about castor oil. Her name's Barbara O'Neill. I know everything about her. And like the benefits of castor oil that nearly got me killed in Philadelphia last week. Anyway, it's a long story, but
isn't castor oil the one that makes you puke if you drink it?
Well, my mom told me that when she was a kid that her mom would give it to her like if they were constipated or had stomach issues. And she goes, we hated it. And she was having trouble. She won't listen, I'll tell it. She was constipated, so I go, let me put castor oil in your belly button. And she goes, if you come in this bathroom, I'll beat you with a plunger. Do you
understand? Belly button? Is that real or is that a joke?
Barbara O'Neill says it's good.
In the belly button?
Don't ask.
How does it get into the...
You're supposed to just like rub it.
What?
I don't...
Just via osmosis?
Well, that's how we were
system?
fed in the womb.
Okay.
Right? So
is this lady like have any credentials or is she just some lady online?
She's some crazy lady from Australia. She's fine.
It's like, is she a doctor?
See, if Barbara O'Neill comes up, it's like O'Neill. Oh, and
that's the problem with these people online. It's like there is no credentials a lot of times.
Again, with the fake news, like how do we know?
Like the Liver King
what's
guy.
real?
The guy
right?
Who eats the raw liver.
He was like, this is just from liver, and then he looked like
he's roided to the gills.
100%.
That's not from liver.
Actually, he's gonna start to look like the guy with the dreads when he just gets off the liver and gets off the roids. That's what he's gonna turn into. There she is.
Babs O'Neill.
Yeah. Is she legit? I don't know, but she's a holistic medicine. So she does like a lot of like ginger, olive oil, castor oil. But
where do you rub those? All in the belly button?
Some you put on your feet. Some you put.
You ever do Tabasco in the belly button? Just burn your skin.
I just know my mom didn't talk to me for 2 hours when I asked her if I could put castor oil in her belly button.
Touching an adult's belly button is offensive, even if you're related. That's offensive
behavior. So mad at me. It was hilarious. But I did it anyways, and it helped.
It did help?
My mom.
Barbara O'Neill?
It helped my mom.
Another Barbara O'Neill case solved.
Case solved.
She did the belly button?
Yeah.
What?
I made her do it.
This is insane.
And all you do is just like rub, whatever. So
when I go to the pharmacy, they're like, if it doesn't work, try rubbing it in your belly button. Break the pills up. Just rub it right in there. Really jab it in deep.
So I have like 90 bottles of castor oil around. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I'm saying like I watched one of her whole talks, right? It was like a 3-minute video. Then
she does
it
the
was
talks
flooded
topless
with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once I watched, that was it.
Sometimes you got to tell them I'm not interested. I do that on YouTube.
Oh, I just ignore it.
Because they try to cultivate.
They recommend.
My guy, the person picking for me is not doing a good job.
Right. They're like, also recommend. Netflix does the same shit.
Yeah.
Also recommend it for you because you watch this. I'm like, that doesn't even go together.
Yeah, a lot of it's gay porn.
right.
You're like, I didn't watch that. How do you know that I'm watching that?
Also,
it's not on Netflix.
Yeah, Facebook, like, try to get you, and they were doing this, I might be jumping ahead, but they were doing, like, where they recommend things, when they recommend things for you, they also are, like, they'll put up a memory. And that memory thing fucks you up, right? Because you'll be on Facebook, and it's like, oh, memory from 5 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it is. And unfortunately, it was like two friends. It was my friends, like two friends that killed themselves together.
Are they trying to sell you something?
I was
or are
like,
they just trying
fuck,
to,
man, that hurt.
What are they trying to do, though? Are they trying to get you to buy? I've never been
I don't
on
know.
Facebook.
It's to get you to engage again.
I'm not a Facebook user.
But that's what they were saying. That's how they get you to engage. Remember, he was like, let's send up this.
Yeah.
He loves this. Let's send that. In that stupid movie.
It's the.
But that's what they do.
It's the Zuck.
The Zuck.
They had the Zuck talking. He wasn't a part
He's
of
the
this,
worst.
but they had a news piece of him. He seems like he's a robot.
100%.
No
He
personality.
stinks. He, even in his talks, like, he's just, I don't know how this guy sold anything to anybody.
Well, I think it's more the product than him selling it.
I guess, but
And he ripped off those twins, allegedly.
allegedly.
With the other guy, the Napster
machine
guy,
ripped
what's
his
his
leg
name?
off.
Sean.
Yes,
He
they say
has
that
personality.
too. Okay.
He was more charismatic.
But they say he ripped somebody off too, right?
A lot of these, it's a dirty business tech sometimes.
That was a great show on HBO. Did you guys ever watch that one?
Which one? Silicon Valley?
Yes, T.J. Miller was in it.
I've seen that. I liked it.
was
My problem with it, though, is that
funny.
it had the same ebbs and flows. Like, they do good, they do bad.
But
they
that's
do good.
life, and
I know,
that's
but
exactly
it was
what the
but it was
tech
too
world is.
predictable. It was like, you
Yeah.
need to like zig and zag a little bit more.
A little less.
It was
'cause
very predictable.
Every
it was like,
episode, you ended it with like, "Mom, my stomach," and then that Dave Taylor looking guy was one of my favorites.
who, Guilfoyle?
Is that no? It was another guy they
Yeah,
had
it
on
looked like David Taylor.
that reminded me of Dave Taylor. Hold on, I
From
used to
Silicon
tease him about
Valley?
it. Let me think. Let me see the.
Of the main cast?
Hold on.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Thomas Middletich?
Or I used to maybe just tease Dave that he should be in it.
You don't even remember?
But it was from Silicon Valley because me and Dave loved that guy Thomas. He was great. He was great. He was he has the perfect nervous energy for a tech guy.
He was very neurotic in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. David would have been great.
I know what it's like to work in a bubble. So they say advertisers are paying these big tech companies.
Yes.
That's where the money is. And they want to change. They want you to change what you do, how you think, and who you are. That's what Dredd said.
But they answered the question.
And they want you to gradually change. Like they want to slowly
Yeah.
change you into their advertising model.
Right. So I used to think that too. I'm like, how is this free? How is this? There's that stupid movie. How is this free? How is this? What? Like, how do they make any money? You know, I'm not buying anything. So how are they making money?
They let the people do advertisements.
But
on it.
yes, and there are people buying things that they advertise.
As a teacher I had in high school said, advertisements. Great pronunciation.
Was this your English teacher?
It was not. Advertisements.
Advertisements. Even I don't say that way. And I say a lot of things wrong.
They went to our girl, Shoshana Zuboff.
Yes, let's get back to Shoshana.
She said you got to have great predictions. To do that, you need the data that they're constantly gleaning off all of us.
Yes.
She called it surveillance capitalism.
Ooh, that's
and she
right.
says
Yeah.
they're trading in human futures.
Yeah.
And she said that has made tech the richest industry in the history of humanity. And then she shook her hair out, and a few things
Nothing
fell
came.
out.
Like Captain Caveman.
A kid's toy
Boy,
fell out.
I'm really dating myself today. I know. Crystal Gale, Captain Caveman.
On Beach Cops, check it out on Patreon. I show him on. Joey
Yeah.
Diaz called Andrew DeWitt, a co-host. He calls him Captain Caveman. And if you know what
Really?
he looks like, it's funny.
It is.
He's like, he told Jerry Rocha, another comic, they're friends. He's like, saw your friend Captain Caveman at the YMCA in the Valley.
That's what we used to call my brother Charlie, Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman.
He pulled all his stuff out of his hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's Shoshana. She would shake it out.
He had his own show, but then he would also be on the Flintstone Kids cartoon.
Oh, he did?
Captain Caveman.
Okay. I got to be honest. I know the name. I cannot remember the cartoon.
You don't
at
know
all.
the cartoon. All right.
Yeah. I didn't like cartoons growing up.
What?
Drove me crazy.
What were you watching?
Nothing.
You were watching
Just out in the street.
Blue Lagoon, you said.
Oh, I liked Blue Lagoon. I
At
liked
8 years
Blue-
old
yeah,
to
yeah.
see.
Oh, you know what my favorite was? It just drove my mother crazy. I'm probably going to get canceled for this,
With
but
castor oil on the belly button.
pretty much. After we put castor oil on our belly buttons, we would sit around and I would beg her to please put on Harry Jewish. Please.
What?
I want to watch Harry Jewish. And my mother's going, I don't even know what you're saying.
Harry Jewish.
Yeah. I don't know. I was probably 3 or 4, she said, and I would say this constantly.
Who's this going to be?
Jerry Lewis. How the hell did I get Harry Jewish out of Jerry Lewis?
That was his original
I mean,
stage name.
I'm an anti-Semitic from the get, I
Harry
guess.
Jewish.
But and then she found it, Dean Martin and Martin Lewis, and she found it, and I just sit there quietly.
That is a weird, like, having young kids myself, there can be hard where they say something like that, and you have to search high and low for it. You're like, is it this? And they're like, no. They scream at you, and you're like, is it this? And
My
they're
mother's like, I just want you to shut
yeah,
up. Yeah,
just please let me
I'm
find
her
what it
8th
is.
child. She's like, what? Who's a Harry Jewish?
You're like, fuck,
Yeah.
please let me figure this out. Because they freak out.
And
until
once
you
she
find...
did any Jerry Lewis, I'd watch it on a loop.
Do you still like him?
Sure. If it comes up, I watch it.
Do you watch the old telephones?
No, but we did for years. I haven't watched them.
I don't know
in years.
much about. I don't really know much Jerry Lewis.
I love Jerry Lewis. Anything Jerry Lewis.
I've seen some.
What about? What do you mean the king of? Eleanor. It's all Robert De Niro, Jerry Lewis, Sandra
comedy
Bernhardt,
movie?
King of
Comedy.
Comedy. Yeah.
Never seen it.
Rupert Pumpkin.
Rupert Murdoch.
No. So good. Jerry Lewis was the host, the talk show host.
I like when he did the Asian impressions. Those teeth. Very appropriate.
Oh my God. When you watch them back now, not only are they so stupid, but they're so fucking racist. Like, Maron. There he is.
Oh
He was
my
in-
God.
They would
Crazy.
do that in
That's
so many movies.
crazy. It's not that long ago that you
Breakfast
people were
at
doing
Tiffany's had a guy would come down and yell about, look at, there he is. Oh, just, hey, you're making too much noise. Oh my God.
This. What's weird is they don't.
Yellow face is not acceptable. See?
But he's not. It's
That's
funny.
Mickey
Is
Rooney,
he
though.
did something
Huh?
like a white
That's
guy.
Mickey Rooney, though. Breakfast at
Yeah,
Tiffany's
yeah.
is
That's
Mickey
Breakfast
Rooney.
at Tiffany's. I'm saying, like, I remember a lot of people did it back then, and none of them were Asian.
But he just looks like a white guy. They made no attempts other than
Exactly.
the teeth. It just looks like a white guy. Like,
Yeah. Look.
Jeez.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
What a good time.
A different time.
It's very different.
And Jerry
time.
did it a lot. Jerry did it a lot. I mean, the Nutty Professor, brilliant, obviously. But that wasn't Asian. He was just dorky. Is that kind of mean? Like,
not
you
as
see that
bad.
picture down there with his buck teeth? He does
That's
have buck
different.
teeth.
He loved. It seems like he loved a good tooth implant for a bit.
He'd be in
calling
makeup
card.
for weeks. No, just kidding. Oh, the Nutty Professor must have been nutty. But, yeah, I just got a notification that somebody liked. I'm kidding.
You got your phone on vibrate. You got to turn that off.
I know, but
They're
it
getting
buzzed.
to you.
I forgot.
According to
I always
this-
keep it on that.
They basically say that tech is like Santa. They said it knows when you're lonely, when you're depressed. It's like basically
always
they know
watching.
know everything.
They can tell everything.
They really know everything about it. That's what they say on here.
In their stupid movie when he wasn't online, because
Yes.
that was weird too. When they locked up the
In like a
phones
jar.
for 1
By the way, they
hour,
didn't address that the daughter broke the jar like a psychopath.
and nobody.
They weren't even dealing with her. They're dealing with the son. I was like, that lady broke the jar to get
Hello,
to her phone.
she bashed it open.
Like a maniac.
I mean, you don't want to. And then the the father's like, "You want me to go up?" Okay.
The movie's terrible.
Like her going, well, obviously that's your kid. Like, I don't.
The movie was driving me crazy. That thing was driving me
It
nuts.
was so bad. It was so
It's like,
bad.
enough of this.
Donald Duck, my other favorite.
Was he racist?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a swastika
Yeah.
Where? With Donald Duck?
Yeah, the
on his head?
Disney licensed Donald Duck for war movies
Little
during the Second World War.
Old Disney, as they claim, was not a huge fan of the Jews, allegedly.
Whoa, allegedly.
Walter. That's what his friends
To be
call it.
clear, these are anti-Nazi films.
Got it. I get it.
He licensed them to the military.
But pro if you do the right dubbing. Some of the text, I don't get how they even do this shit. They build models to predict like people's actions, it said. And they said whoever has the best model for that wins the tech race or whatever. But it seems like they're always like kind of
in competition.
Yeah.
Like,
well, also they're like, it's like one rises up and one.
Well, no, also they can't get enough. I mean, we are addicted to it, yes, but like I just noticed there's a new thing on Instagram that you can join called Threads.
Well,
and I know I'm behind.
That's
I
the
know
answer
I'm
to
behind.
Twitter. It's Zuckerberg's
Okay.
Twitter competition.
Okay, but I'm not joining. I can't. The TikTok. I can't. I can't
It sucks
even
when you're a
look.
comedian. It's like there's no limit of like the new shit you have to do. It's like when's enough?
And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting involved. And I haven't heard anything about it. And then the other day, I noticed that Dice had it on his, and I'm like, no. But that's his people that run it. Like put him on Threads, whatever. What
I think
he
a
does
lot of
is all his
I think
stuff
a lot
is
of
probably
people
his
did it, hedging their bets of like, what if Twitter
goes away?
I want to be
because
set up on
they
the new.
called it X.
I want to be set up on the new deal.
God damn it! I just can't.
You'll be on Threads by like the end of the week.
Today.
Yeah,
Today,
you'll go home.
probably
You'll see
today.
it on TikTok. That lady O'Neill will tell you you got to rub this in your belly button. And
Castor oil, cayenne pepper.
You got to go on Threads.
And Threads. What?
You're gonna get a belly button infection.
Oh, I know.
They're gonna have to remove it.
Bite your tongue.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll knock on wood for you. Did you like society a lot more before we heard algorithms all the time? The word algorithms?
Absolutely.
You think Richard Pryor ever worried about fucking algorithms when he was doing stand-up? You hear it all the time about everything.
It's awful.
I don't really even fully understand what the fucking algorithm. I mean, I've done.
None of us do.
I remember
That's
in math
the thing.
class.
They're like, oh, if you post at this time, you'll get in the algorithm. And then if you post only these words, you'll be in the algorithm. I'm like, what algorithm? What are you saying? I'm obviously missing the fucking point.
I need a class on like.
We got 30 classes and I still wouldn't get it.
We got into this shitty field because we didn't want to deal with things like algorithms.
Yes.
And now they're like, you got to learn algorithms. You got to learn how to do this.
If I wanted to learn computers, I would have taken a job in computers.
Yeah, you would have been successful.
Definitely.
Instead, we chose this terrible life.
If I want to bring back typewriters, I saw somebody had a typewriter, and I know this has been around for a while, but I just saw an advertisement for it again, probably because I said typewriter, and it came up.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. They can hear you. Like, you say something, all of a sudden it shows up on your phone. You're like, fuck. It was a keyboard. And my mom was having trouble with her thing. So I was like, I'm going to get you a keyboard. She, oh, no, I don't want that. And I go, I'll get it in a typewriter form. And then the fucking advertisement came up.
Ooh.
And it's you put the iPad on there and you can type.
With the noise?
Yep.
Can it do a ding?
Yep.
It does?
Yep.
I might get that just to annoy people. They say at some of these hipster coffee shops in L.A., screenwriters are writing on typewriters and people are losing their shit inside.
Especially if it,
You're like,
I mean,
shut
that's
the
electric,
fuck
but a manual is loud too. Electrics are pretty loud, but a manual, like.
I've always thought of who was the
Clink,
first
clink,
guy
clink.
to go to a Starbucks and was like, you know what, I'm just going to be here all day and do my work. That's a real bold move. 'Cause now everyone does it.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're out of your apartment. You're not paying for office space. Look at this. You're not paying for office space. Oh, does she have it right there?
What, the iPad?
I thought she had something.
I hope you're making this up, like the jelly.
Shut. Was that my dad's store?
It's called Office Machines.
Carrying
Look at this
office
guy in a modern.
My dad's thing will come up if you put it in there.
It will?
A Kerrigan Office Machine company.
Can I buy a T-shirt?
KOMC.
Can I buy a Kerrigan Office Machine T-shirt? Your sister's probably buying them on Facebook.
Look at this. 2451 South Porter Street.
Is this Yelp? They're like the guy behind the counter.
Oh, they just. But my dad did an interview, so there was a lot of pictures.
I believe he has PTSD. He screamed at me and threw a carriage at my head.
I see my dad's name. It said Kerrigan right there, the second one.
Is that your dad right there?
No, if you go back to the. No. There. Kerrigan.
What about what?
Oh, what does it say? Oh, it says how to.
This is nothing. This
Oh,
is-
okay.
That's like direction.
That's
Ways.
weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, I
What's
just
there
saw
now?
Kerrigan.
What has become of the shop?
Oh, John Kerrigan.
What's the store now?
What's John? That's Johnny Fax. It's I think it's a house.
Oh, they made it.
They
a house.
cleaned it up nice. Every time we drive by it, we're like, whoa.
Did they have to take when they moved into the house? Did they have to get all the typewriters? They're like, you got to take them.
Oh, my dad, you make money with that. I don't know who
Does
that
he
person
still own
is.
a lot of typewriters?
Yes.
Does he live in a place that's just covered in typewriters?
No. His wife wouldn't allow that.
How many has he got?
He's got some good ones.
What's his prized
on
possession?
my Instagram, they're on there, but
I think I was with you once when you were talking to someone who knew typewriters, and you were going back and forth about like a Twin Eagle, 1928.
Johnny, they'll talk about ribbons and fonts. You'll lose your mind.
So your whole family's
Yeah.
got typewriter knowledge.
To an extent. I wouldn't call it good knowledge. But,
I mean, it's not useful knowledge. Is this the store?
oh, yeah. Look how nice it looks. See on the corner property? It wasn't like that.
It's that corner with the fancy door?
Yeah, that top was all like burnt out. This is Girard Estate. Like it was just the building was kind of like beaten, like not kept.
Was your dad working in Grey Gardens?
Well, obviously he wasn't selling a lot of typewriters.
Mother darling.
Edith.
You need to sell some
He
typewriters,
was
mother
married
darling.
to an Edith.
Your mom. He
Yeah.
didn't marry her. You didn't
My
remarry
mom-
another Edith,
My
did
mom wanted a house right there. That's Girard Estate. Those houses are bigger and they're like really nice. Like that's like most people like aspire to like, oh, we could get it's still a row home.
That's the
It's
move.
hysterical.
That's the moving on up
and
to the east side.
And so what they she wanted a house there, and my dad didn't want her right across the street from the typewriter store, so he never bought it for her.
It's too close.
Girard Estate, Stephen Girard.
Too close to home.
Yeah.
Good commute though, if you could just walk right across the
Hello.
street
Yeah, but
with his
nay,
typewriters in the wagon.
he would not.
If I brought him a typewriter,
Well, on my
could he fix
Instagram,
it?
I do have pictures of my dad. Yes,
He still could.
Yeah, absolutely.
He still got it.
absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna bring
He
him my
keeps
typewriter.
them out there. He's got like the original typewriters. Like I know
Does
there
he
was
use-
an article written about Charlie Kerrigan.
Does he use modern technology?
Huh?
Does he have a computer?
No, or he has an iPad, so he plays
does.
solitaire on there.
He doesn't think it. He doesn't hate that it killed the typewriter
No.
industry. He doesn't
Not
blame it.
anymore.
Okay.
He's over. He's 87.
Steve Jobs, you
He's
piece
over
of shit.
If I said Steve Jobs, who the hell's that girl? The guy who put you out of business.
He doesn't know Steve Jobs?
Probably not.
Steve Jobs led to your dad's loss.
Probably if he didn't fight in any wars, I don't think he cares about him.
I don't know who said this. I think Tristan quoted this because Tristan was a child magician.
Okay, the magician. This is why I don't like magicians or the internet, obviously.
He said I don't know if he made this quote or somebody else. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
It's Arthur C. Clarke.
Oh, there you go.
What?
Arthur C. Clarke.
Oh,
Whoever that is.
knows exactly who said it. You answered that way too
Yeah,
quick.
jeez.
That's a super famous.
He's super famous?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Not to us. Two idiots over here.
Super famous for?
Quotes.
Arthur C. Clarke is one of the most prolific science fiction writers of all time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's why I don't-
Artie Clark. It's a tough. If he lived in Boston, it's a tough name.
Artie Clark.
Arthur
At the
Clark.
clock.
Two.
Are you off the clock? Off the clock.
Arthur Clark. Harry Jewish? Jerry Lewis. Who's on first of the Kerrigan household?
Shut up.
Harry Jewish.
Eleanor, were you aware of why Girard Estate was founded?
I don't think I
I'm
was.
gonna say,
Let's
is it
see.
school
Or for boys.
segregation?
Oh, wow.
Says he was so Girard was likely the richest man in the United States when he died in 1831, and he left most of his $6 million estate to the city of Philadelphia. His will stated that the city must establish a school for poor orphaned white boys in his name.
Boy, they turned that around, didn't they? And there is Girard Estate Park, which is terrible. The last time I was in there, I had a fight with this crackhead. But she was trying to mess with the kids that were playing, so I got involved because it was my nephew. And I was just like, what can I do for you? My nephew got scared because she was like all over the place. She was sitting on the floor crying and yelling. And I was like, what's going on? She's like, you need to help me. And I was like, if I known, I was like, you could ask Steven Gerrard. We're not allowed in there.
Was she a poor orphan white boy?
Maybe she was at one point.
Poor Orphan White Boys is a great band name.
But she goes, you have to call the cops for me. I was robbed. And I was like, okay. And then the cops just showed up. So obviously she said that to somebody else and they did it. And then they took her out. But yeah, Gerrard Estate, not as great as it used to be,
robbed?
but still the houses are nice.
You were robbed? Here, get in the car. We'll take you to jail.
I can't wait to tell my mom, see if my mom knows that, because she was obsessed with
She's a big Steven Gerrard fan?
Estate. Yeah.
Really?
And just
the way you say it, I thought you were saying Gerard, like
Sorry.
Gerard Carmichael.
Gerrard Estate.
Gerard.
Gerrard Estate.
I was surprised he got it the way you say it.
He speaks Eleanor
He knows
now.
your code.
I speak fluent Eleanor at this point.
They showed Tristan doing some sleight of hand magic.
And that's great what they
He was doing a quarter trick where he's like, see the quarter?
I saw his quarter the second time.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it in his fingers. Because
he's out of practice.
Schubert used to do magic all the time in our face at the comedy
comedian.
store. He's a brilliant magician as well.
He's also a redhead. Is there a redhead link to magic?
Ooh. I don't know.
Does he know Tristan?
But Schubert works at the Magic Castle as well.
He does, yeah. He was talking about it once.
He does all this magic. He would do it like when we were waiting for our drinks, and he'd be in the kitchen just lighting matches and doing weird shit. And I'd be like, Jimmy, please.
Throwing a smoke bomb and disappearing.
He knew I hated magic, so he would constantly.
Why do you hate it? Do you fear it?
I don't understand it.
Do you feel it's the devil's?
I just don't know what you're doing.
So you don't want it?
Yeah. I
don't
want to search why I.
No Copperfield, no
I don't know
Blaine.
I don't want to know where that card went. I don't know why it's in your front pocket. I don't want any of that.
You don't want it in the orange where it's all.
Billy Idol. Hilarious.
Look at Schubert and Billy Idol. Billy Idol wearing a graduation cap?
He may have graduated from the whiskey that night.
Look at that chest hair he's showing. Also has about 18 chains on.
He was probably hanging out with Sam Kinison.
I've never seen a young.
At the comedy store.
Yeah.
Is this the comedy store?
It might be in the back of the kitchen.
Wait, yeah, I just remember he would come to the store a lot. Tubit, Shubit. During the pandemic, my nephew got excited about magic. And so he was trying to learn tricks, right? Like everybody was bored. They were learning shit. And, there was Billy Idol with Sam Kinison. That's the famous picture with all the outlaws. It's Alan Steven.
Same hat. Is this the same night or is it just was his hat at
That's
that
what I
time?
mean. Either he was playing or Sam was playing. Or they were all playing.
Billy Idol, interesting style. He goes no buttons and then ties the bottoms together as a class.
Like
this is the house. The house that used to be above the comedy store.
Oh, Crest Hill. I knew it was, Okay, something looked familiar, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, definitely Crest Hill.
Kinison wearing a bedazzled sweatshirt? What is that?
Who knows? Why did I just laugh like him?
Is she right?
I don't know.
Who's brown hair on the right in the comedy store shirt?
That's Alan Steven.
Okay.
The great Alan Steven.
I didn't know he went by the great.
I always tease him, call him the great Alan Steven.
Who's the lady behind? Is that you?
Them, I don't know at all.
Is that you in the back with the curly hair?
David, you're a dick. Look at how serious Schubert looks right there.
He was going with the blue steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they were the outlaws, so they could have been just coming in from tour, or maybe they went to see Billy and decided to have a party at Crest Hill.
Where's Carl LeBove?
Over there, down right there.
Oh,
right below.
I'm saying in that picture though.
No, that's not. That's Mitchell Walters.
Billy Idol. I didn't know he had a phase with this hat.
That's funny.
It's a nice day for a red graduation cap. You should use that in your act.
But wait, so Schubert was still living in L.A. at that point, and he taught me magic tricks to teach to my nephew, and I got it. And I was like,
you're a magician?
Now I don't remember them, but I figured it out, and I taught my nephew, and he was like,
you should get in at the magic.
It was one dumb trick.
Magic Castle.
We tried to FaceTime my nephew, and he was like calling Jimmy. He's like, well, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? You're like asking him questions, and he's like, oh, I saw you do it. I'm like, but he just told you he did it.
Isn't it against the code to teach tricks like that?
I guess it's basic.
So
little ones.
He was okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I don't want him
pretty
to get
generic.
I don't want him to get in trouble.
We're trying to get him.
I don't want him to get him banned
Disbarred?
out of the union, out of the Magic Union.
Is he gonna get disbarred?
Banished. Banished from the castle.
He disappeared.
Do you know who the president or like the head of the Magic Castle is?
No.
Doogie Howser.
What?
Neil Patrick Harris.
For real?
Yeah. Or he was. I don't know if he still is.
Yeah.
He's a big Magic fan.
I
Magic Johnson's never
Johnny-
performed there, but they're looking to get him in there.
I believe it. Johnny Fax, big fan. Magic Johnson.
Really?
It's our rival.
Is it true that Johnny tried to get the same health condition?
That's one for Johnny Fax.
Tristan says magicians know how the mind is vulnerable to illusions. And he said tech is similar. They're trying to play on the mind. I guess tech has like persuasion class at Stanford they were talking about. It's like a tech persuasion class, like how to persuade people.
Yeah, crystal blue.
To do what you want. And they said it's like a slot machine, see if there's something new on there. That's why the page is always refreshing on all these apps.
You're such an asshole.
You have an addiction.
It really is for me. Like and they were going over screen time. Remember that?
Yeah, and the stupid.
I didn't know what that was, and because we would fight. Me and Andrew would fight all the time. He's like, "You're always on your phone." I'm like, "You're always on your phone." Like he literally films every second. So, but he doesn't scroll. He'll film and do stuff, but he doesn't like really scroll and go through shit. So we were talking about it, and then somebody showed us, or he showed me, how to look up your screen time, and I was like,
"Who won?
Oh my god!
Who took it? You or
we
him?
were both pretty bad, but it was bad. Like you don't even think about
18
it.
hours?
No, I think it was like 6 or 7, but weird, like high. Like, because you're traveling, so you're bored on a plane.
Yeah.
You just go like that. You know, you're sitting in an airport waiting. You just go like that. It's just something dumb to do, and you don't even realize how much it adds up. But it is sinking in your brain.
That's why I travel with old school porno mags. Just
keep it fresh.
Read through the articles. Check out some.
Just keep it up in front of you in first class.
Yeah, I scroll through that. They have something called growth hacking. They said there's people in tech who are in charge of just like growing all these apps.
Engagement, growth, advertisement.
Yeah, they said they look at us almost as zombies, and they just want us to look at more ads. But I don't pay attention to any of the ads online. Do you? I kind of block it out.
I definitely block it out. And if I'm watching YouTube and an ad comes up, I'm like, now I'm never buying that because you fucking bothered me while I was.
So they're doing the opposite.
Oh, yeah. They're pissing me off.
You're like, I'm going to burn that company to the ground.
Does Barb watch YouTube Kids?
Unfortunately, yes.
No, I'm just curious. Do they put a lot of advertising? Like what
they do, but it's the content is just terrible.
But is it more like Pampers or
it's some of that? It's just toys a lot.
But that's fucking with the kids.
Yes, but also the content is like Tristan was saying that Saturday morning
not
cartoons
regulated.
Were regulated. Where this online, it's like there are now kid influencers who are it's like these rich fucking annoying kids.
This is what we were going to do during the pandemic, me and Conrad. I started a YouTube, Conrad versus Eleanor.
They're these rich kids in mansions, and like they're like, well, here's my pool, and today we're going to open these floats, and it's just all this bullshit. And I'm like, get this shit off. You're driving me nuts. This is so bad. On YouTube for kids, there's adults who just take toys. So they'll take like an Anna from Frozen and an Elsa. And they'll just be like, hey, what's going on? They like act it out, and I'm like, sometimes I get so mad at my daughter. I'm like, all right, here. So I grab dolls. And I'm like, okay, watch this. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, that's not what it is. It's not like that.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, you want to go outside? I just shit on it. She gets mad at me that I'm shitting on these stupid shows she watches.
My nephew really wanted to do that. He wanted to like be an influencer.
That's the problem. They say now is like a ton of kids. It's like the new stand-up. They're like, I want to be an influencer when I grow up. And
I still have some videos I didn't post, but it's like me, like him and I playing football, and it's like 1v1 is what he always says. All right, 1v1. Dad versus Aunt El, everything's verse, never against. 1v1, one verse, and so I made it Conrad versus Eleanor on YouTube.
He could have been a star.
But he got bored with it.
He's
Thank
like,
God.
he's like, I'm
Thank
done.
God. Yeah. Some kids are built for it, and they need
But
that
these
kind
kids
of
are all going to
attention,
be
but
fucked up like child actors. You're not supposed to work at these ages.
Sure you are. Earn your keep.
There's that kid Ryan. Have you ever heard of this kid?
I've been working since I was in 4th
this
grade.
kid was like
what are you talking
This
about?
kid was unboxing toys, and he's worth like $50 million. He has a ton of. He has his own line of toys in Target.
Wow.
His family's super. They're so annoying. Baby Bar was watching that for a minute. I was like, get this off the TV. They're Asian. The mom's real wacky. Dad's real wacky.
Like Jerry Lewis, the way he did it?
Yeah, just like really annoying. Like they have like writers. These are industries. Like they have people who write shit for them. I
Sure.
think editors.
Well, sure. If this strike doesn't end, you're going to see a lot more of this shit.
Well, I mean, this is all so cheap. So it's like
That's what I mean. But the industry is going to get in it and start, manipulating it the same way they're doing the rest.
Have you heard of Blippy?
Monopolizing. Huh?
Blippy?
Why does that sound familiar? Isn't that a
He's a child
hoagie place?
child entertainer. You're thinking of Blimpy.
My fault.
Blippy is this dude. He was trying to make it as like a shock comedian.
No.
There was a clip of him online before he came up with this, where he's shitting on his friend's chest. Like his friend's like passed out, and I think he scrubbed it from the internet. Now he's made himself into this like Mr. Rogers type. This guy's so annoying. He's like, "Hey kids," and he does like all these dances, but it teaches nothing. All he said, he constantly is like, he goes to play places and tries them out basically as an adult, which is creepy, while kids are like around, and he's like, "See this ball from the ball pit? This is red." All he teaches is colors over and over again, and he has no background in like anything child psychology, not child education, and he just like found a way to become an influencer for kids. His shit's in Target.
Oh, I saw shit for a second. Oh, this is them telling it?
What about the shit story?
Somebody outing him?
He did shit on his friend. It's real.
I don't know if they have the video. You might have described it.
Oh, fuck. I mean, I don't want to see him shit, but they're saying like he really
it's
did.
real.
No, it's real.
And
Dude,
he did it as a prank, or he did it as
like
sexual.
as a prank, but it's like now he's a kid's like Mr. Rogers ever shit on somebody's chest?
Mr. Rogers done nothing of the sort.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers was my other hero.
He went to my college.
Love Mr. Rogers.
Same year as
I'm
me.
in the Mr. Rogers fan club.
I'm a big Mr.
I
Rogers
have a
fan
lot.
myself.
I have his book at home. Everything.
Sesame Street, great. This is just this
Have
guy's.
you ever heard Kurt Metzger's joke about it? The documentary they did on.
Yeah, I think you told me.
Everybody watching is shocked because he didn't even touch the kids. Like he's shocked by it.
Yeah, it was a Harlem Shake video. Remember those when that was viral?
No, what do you mean? Oh yeah.
So he did it, and then he shit on his buddy in it. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna pivot. And he made himself this huge. He became a huge child entertainer. In Target, they sell like
him
dolls.
shitting on people.
Yeah, him shitting on his friend. You can buy the video there. Yeah, Steezy Grossman was his comedic name.
Holy shit.
And he's like, I'm going to be Blippy. Now he's so big that he has other guys. He doesn't even he has other Blippies. He's like,
oh, God.
So he's behind the scenes, and he has other guys playing him on, like, I think it's a Netflix show.
Like Gallagher.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
He's
yeah.
franchised the name out. It's crazy. He's probably worth millions and millions of dollars.
I've never felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah, Baby Barb knows I hate him and tries to troll me. Like, we'll be in a store, and she's like, "Look, Dad," and I'm like, "Put that down."
She tries to troll you?
Because she knows I hate Blippy's garbage. It's terrible.
I love
Fred
her.
Rogers. Learn something, Baby Barb. I'm trying to help you.
All right.
Some people can't be helped.
We are all zombies.
I forget who said it in here, but someone said no one ever said about the bicycle, like, wow, this really ruins society.
Yeah.
They're talking about inventions.
I think it was Tristan because he was referring to it as like tools. Like now we're the tool.
Yeah, he said social media isn't a tool, but it has its own goals.
Yeah.
And means to achieve those goals.
Sure. And like you don't use the bicycle as much. You'd rather be on the internet and like just watching and turning into a fucking zombie basically.
And they said there's only two industries that call their customers users. Illegal drugs and tech.
There we go.
I prefer the drugs.
I wish I was more of a drug user than a computer user.
You can change that
I'm gonna
pretty
do
quickly.
I'm getting close because that's what I want to be, a drug addict later in life.
I found it interesting that even
the elder years,
even the people who worked in this, like the people talking, they were susceptible. They know the tricks that they're doing, and they still were susceptible to falling for
it. The guy had to create software to get him off of social. It's like getting a drug to get off drugs. He had to create a software to say,
but they knew what they were trying to do, but it still worked on them, which is crazy.
One of the things they were saying about tagging, like when people tag you and stuff, it engages you.
Photo tagging.
And also like if you're online, when they were trying to get that kid in the weird movie to come back, that they'll be like, hey, so-and-so says hi. They're online. Say hi. And sometimes I'm trying to like privately stalk people and they'll be like, hey, say hi. They're online. I'm like, fuck. Are they doing that to them too about me?
Like, Eleanor Kerrigan's viewing your page again.
I'm always like, damn, they're probably like, oh, Eleanor's watching my
These
shit?
are the guys you love who are in prison.
My boyfriends, yeah. I try to see if they're out yet.
They get time on computers, don't they, or no?
Of course. They get anything in prison.
They were saying that humans are not evolved to, like, know what thousands of people think of you. Like, that was never...
Should. I think you should be. Like, I grew up that way. Like, you just know what's going on in your area. And then when I got out, it was a little scary. But, you know, yeah, you're like, oh, I'll go see that. But then you create, again, a little safe group to be around. You don't want to...
But these kids, that's what, like, no kids have ever had to grow up with anonymous people being like, "You're ugly, you suck." Fuck
well,
you.
I mean, they weren't anonymous,
no,
but
they were
there was
saying
a lot of them.
Yeah, but not online. It's a different form
right
of
to
abuse,
your face,
which hurts too.
And they were brothers and sisters.
They're like, if you get off the computer, it's gonna hurt even more.
You remember that, Johnny Fax? You remember that?
Uh-oh.
How about that? Don't cut your hair short. Your nose is too big. Remember that, Johnny Fax?
We all know this. They say it's the populate, like the likes and stuff that they want us to go for. It's all fake and brittle, so that you're constantly feeling hollow and you want more to be brought back.
I get guilt if I see my mom post something. Well, she doesn't do it as much anymore because she logs herself out of Facebook and can't get back in. It's fine. We're fine with it. But she was posting stuff and I'd see like one like, and my guilt, I'd be like, I have to like it, but how do I get 50 other people to like it? You know, like I was like, she doesn't care.
You're trying to get your mom a career.
Right. But she didn't think about it. I thought about it because I have to live with the fucking how many likes and how many this. And
the trends online are weird of like.
And how many, nobody stopped me.
Have you noticed that birthday cards are now like on like people instead of writing it in a card, it's all on Instagram. It's like, you're a great son.
You want to send flowers to somebody? They give you like, oh, you want to add a card? Here's some ideas of what to write. You're like, wait, what? And there's like a bunch of stuff. Like, so nothing is from the heart at all anymore.
It's all the same.
It's weird.
Apparently teen depression and anxiety is way up. Suicide is way up in teen girls. It's because of all these dysmorphia issues and bullying.
What they said is that they're giving kids, it makes them afraid to risk anything. Like they're afraid to do anything. So they're not even getting driver's license. And when they said that, I was like, oh, I have a niece and a nephew that are way of age.
There are statistics where like the kids getting licenses are like they get them at like 19. Where I remember when you knew exactly when you were 16 and a half where I was from.
You already had
to be
the
eligible.
permit,
Yeah, you were like, I'm ready to go like that day.
Yeah.
Now like kids get to 20, 21, they don't want to drive.
I did not have the internet and I got my license when I was 25.
That's just stupidity.
You shut up.
We also lived in a city.
I lived in Philly and then I moved here. So I was here for 4 years without a license.
Oh boy. They say
not easy, guys.
A lot of these youngsters, they say the rate of going on dates and hooking up is way down. These kids don't even want to fuck.
Sure, because you could Google what's it like to fuck, and then they're like, you show AIDS, herpes, this, that.
They're also just watching that porn.
Your genitals could fall off. They could shrivel up. It could close up.
They're just watching that.
And then they just show that guy with the dreads, and everything dries up.
And they show Shoshana Zuboff.
And then everybody's wet again.
I think Dredd said that technology is advancing exponentially, or maybe Tristan, but our brains there's been no evolution at all in our brains.
Yeah.
So you've tech, like, is going like up, and our
Yeah.
brains are just staying the same static
Yeah.
thing.
Checkmate on Humanity.
And they're like,
was a-
who's going to win that battle? David Taylor.
David Taylor.
Here's
It did
the
make me
deal.
laugh when they did Checkmate on Humanity. I was like, checkmate.
I know where that's from.
We're such toddlers.
They said these algorithms have a mind of their own,
yeah.
and the machines can change themselves. They're like, even people in tech don't really understand algorithms. It's like there's
No.
only a few people at companies who understand how these work,
yeah.
which is scary.
The guys who started I believe it was like 2 guys. And again, I'm going through not Googling this. A comic does a joke about it. This could be a problem. This is like a bartender who gets their information from the people who come in to drink. But he was saying there's like 2 guys that this AI thing that everybody's upset about, like they started and they don't know how to fix. They don't know how to stop it.
One
They
of the
don't know-
guys is the main inventor of AI, or like one of the forefathers, is like really against it, and he's like, we need to stop it.
But they're not. They disappeared. Like either that or they're just not talking to each other, or something weird like that happened. And it's like, wait. They're like, no, you fix it. You fix it. You fix it. That's crazy.
It's weird. Everyone seems to be like, AI is bad, but no one is doing anything to like slow it down. Like it's just
No,
all like,
in
oh,
fact,
well,
they're
we're
running
coming
into
with,
it.
We're coming
They're
with
like,
it
look
anyway.
how cool this is.
I don't
They
get
took
it.
my likeness. Wait a minute.
Someone was like, Facebook knows everything about you, but you know nothing about it. Dun dun dun.
That's true.
Dredd said, imagine if Wikipedia was paid to give you customized information. So like every page was different. And so that's what Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's why we have such division, is people are getting information.
Completely false information. It's like I was thinking of that video with Roseanne where they just edited it a certain way and it made her look like she was saying some crazy anti-Semitic stuff. It's like, wait a minute, isn't she Jewish? Does she hate Jews? But she was trying to be sarcastic, and they didn't put the whole beginning of the conversation
From her on Theo Von.
Her and Theo Von, yeah. And it spread like wildfire. And
problem with her though is she's like this major conspiracy
she says
theorist.
wild
so yeah,
stuff.
so like she says a lot of crazy, outlandish things.
But if you went a minute before, not even less than a minute before, you'd hear her say. And it built to this. You hear it. You hear the sarcasm, but they cut it, manipulated it, put it out there, and it was like, cancel Roseanne again. It's like, okay,
she was cranking butts hard that.
And they're like, we don't care.
Would you interview her if she was cranking those butts that hard?
What do you mean cranking?
Smoking cigarettes.
Oh, cranking butts, hilarious. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, but they really put that out there, and it went super viral, and that everybody was pissed at Theo. Why didn't he do something? Why didn't he say something? She was being sarcastic.
If you see something, say something.
See something, say something.
They give the example, I guess if you Google climate change is, and it said depending on what region you live on is what you get back.
How about the flat earthers?
The flat earthers as well.
That's amazing.
They got into Kyrie Irving, who blamed YouTube for he went down a rabbit hole.
My
thinks that
question,
Earth
I
is
have a
flat.
question. Do you think, and I'm no disrespect to Kyrie, big
he's
fan,
the worst. Fuck Kyrie.
but
he left the Celtics.
I
Even
know what
before
he
he
did.
disparaged the Jews.
That's true. Oh, that's why.
Double
okay, got it.
negative.
But my thing is this: when he was in that interview and he goes, "Well, I went down a rabbit hole," do you think somebody told him like, "Did you say that because you were watching a lot of videos on YouTube?" Like
a PR?
That's what you could say.
It's possible, but I think he is.
Even the way he said it, it seemed like he didn't believe it in that interview that was on there.
Are you a flat earther?
I'm flat chested, so yes.
Are those two related?
I think so.
I'm unfamiliar.
I'm with,
with
the
who?
flat earthers. I'm just kidding. It is weird how many people are saying the Earth is flat.
What
it's
proof
also,
though? There's no proof.
100%. Also, everything we learned in history, like they're trying to debunk or say it did happen or it didn't happen. Like man walking on the moon. Did it happen? Did it not happen? What do you believe?
Neil Armstrong punched the guy in the face once
on the moon
as an old man who suggested it was fake. He punched.
That was Buzz.
That was Buzz.
Oh,
Buzz
yeah.
did it.
Sorry.
But still, it's like, do you believe they went to the moon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Yeah.
REM did a song about it that Jim Carrey used for the movie about Andy Kaufman.
Yeah. But my thing is like, do I know actually? Like, was I in the fucking shuttle? No. But there's footage. There's I don't know.
There's a lot of things that I wasn't at that I know are true.
Right. Y'all believe in God, don't you? Where'd you see him?
That's the problem.
That's a book somebody wrote.
Book of Mormon?
Whatever. It's still a book. It's whatever it is.
That's a good lead into the phrase political polarization,
Yes.
which is big in tech. It says there's political differences that are being created and further further divided because people aren't getting access to the same information.
And they're all fucking killing each other.
So it's the extremists. So it's like the extreme left, you get this, like we're going to gear this to you, extreme right.
I have been around so many people lately that are like, ugh, you like that person? They voted for, or ugh, you talk to them, they listen to. I'm like, wait, what? Like, we're judging people on who they voted. Like, I don't care.
We need more moderates.
Maybe.
You know where I first started seeing the greeting card industry started the polar opposites? You notice that?
Mm-mm.
You go to get a birthday card. The card.
I haven't bought a birthday card in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're making your own?
No, I just stopped doing it. Me and my mom quit.
You made it no more. What do you do?
I'll text you.
Wow.
Happy birthday, buddy. Did you get a text?
But
there you go.
Even family?
Yeah.
No cards.
No cards. I'll Venmo them.
What if you had kids? No cards? Text? My kids don't have phones.
Now, maybe kids.
You can make it.
Little,
you can
I
write
guess.
it. Draw a piece of paper.
I don't know. I hate throwing them out. I feel bad.
They're expensive, too.
And I feel bad. And with my mom, if it's not Hallmark, she turns it around first.
Oh, she's a Hallmark only?
Fuck yeah.
No wonder you stopped doing it.
Greetings. What? I'm like, Mom, that's all they had. Couldn't go to a Hallmark store? And she'd read it. All right.
How are those Hallmark stores still in business in the malls?
Exactly.
That's like it's like $11 for a fucking card.
Yeah, it's like, who's that?
We would buy her all the like Christian stuff, like Jesus figure, whatever, Mary, all that stuff, Christmas stuff, religious stuff.
I didn't
Hallmark.
know this, but we were going to a kid's birthday party, and Courtney, I was at Target, and she was like, "Go to the 99-cent card section." I was like, "What?" And there's a section for just cheap cards. They're like really generic.
My mother wouldn't talk to you anymore if you did that.
It was for like a 2-year-old who can't read. So it's like, yeah, I'll go get this. They're not going to read it.
Yeah.
Their parents will read it, but who cares?
Andrew's a big card guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll give you like
Does
6
he have like
cards. He really upped the ant. Like it was a pain in the ass. I'd be like in the card shop for like 10 years.
Does he have a trap keeper of old cards of like he goes through the Rolodex?
That's what I want to know. Did he throw them out? Where are they? There was a lot of nice things written in them. Do you just throw them out?
I want to see, do you have any dice cards that we can go through on the show?
Absolutely.
Bring them in.
I should have brought the one in recently.
I can only imagine is it in Sharpie?
No, he always writes something nice. That's what I mean. He's like genuine. It's like sweet.
How many misspellings?
That's none of my business.
It's my business.
And possibly wouldn't notice. We're on the same page a lot of the time.
But with cards, like say you go to buy your mom a birthday card.
Okay.
And the cards are either all like, hey, happy birthday. Like, yeah, I'm going to fart in your face. And that's like one card. But then the other card is like, Mother, you are the beauty of the world. Like, that's so extreme opposites. You're like, I don't want to seduce my mother on this side, but I also don't want to like have a woman showing her tits to my mother on this side.
I can't wait to look for a card that says your farts or whatever.
There's like nothing in the middle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes. There is no gray area.
There's no like just happy birthday,
Middle
Mom.
class was eliminated. Gray areas are eliminated. Everything's eliminated. Just look on the internet.
It's all like, hey, here's a big old dick on your birthday. Or it's like, you nurture the world.
Who was that black guy that they were sending around with the big dick?
That was the COVID big dick man. You love that guy.
Of course. That's
Did you ever find him?
No. Where is he?
Who is he, by the way?
Who is he?
Did he get a development deal?
Probably.
You guys got a huge old hog.
How much further are we into this? I feel like I'm over it already.
Did you get involved in Pizzagate?
Did I?
On
specifically?
Facebook?
No,
Yeah.
but I did refer to. I did use that Pizzagate joke as because when we were in Austin,
because the old man told you to at Vegas.
It's true, but we were Adam Egget, the booker from the mothership in
what a piece
Austin.
Of what a
How
piece of
dare
shit!
You.
Fuck you, Adam.
Well, we ordered pizza in Austin, which I never want to do, but Andrew wanted pizza,
Guys.
it took them an hour and 10 minutes to get there. So I was referring to it as Pizzagate.
Part 2. It seems like they were human trafficking with that amount of time.
Yeah, but every street's closed down in Austin. Why would you order pizza? Because they closed 6th Street down.
It was a constant farmer's market.
They just have constant music and stuff going on. It's kind of a fun time. It's silly to order a pizza.
Does Rogan close streets just like if he's driving down, he wants it to himself?
It does. No, that's stupid.
According to this, and I don't know
Rogan-gate.
if this is provable or not, because they just throw these things out and like they say fake news spreads 6 times faster than real news.
Absolutely.
How do you prove that?
I don't. But they did. Was it MIT or which one? It was a big.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Some of
But
these
he
nerds.
said 6 times faster. But it has to. You hear because people love the negative.
They say fake info makes the more money for these tech companies.
Sure.
Just I'm sure it gets more clicks.
If you watch the news, they'll be like, the actors and the writers are being unreasonable with this strike. Yeah, but you own this network. That's why you put that out there.
Don't tell Fran Drescher that. She'll go buck
not
wild.
Fran. Fran's on the right side.
I'm saying don't tell her what you're saying.
Oh, why?
She's on the side of the actors.
Yeah, but I'm
SAG
saying
president.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they put it on the news to let lay people, like people that aren't in the industry, know that these people are being unreasonable. Fran Drescher is being unreasonable.
They also chopped tree branches down so that they would have to stand in the sun. These billionaire assholes. What a psychopath.
Exactly.
Jesus.
They're crazy.
And they're like, let it go on. They'll lose their houses eventually.
Right,
It's like,
but that's what I'm saying. And then they're going on the news saying they're being unreasonable. It's like, no, you're being unreasonable, you sickos. But I've had literal people walk up to me in South Philly being like, oh, why are they doing this strike thing? Don't they get that they're being stupid? I'm like, you watch a channel that's owned by these people and they're feeding you the news they want you to hear.
Philly would be pro-union, you would think.
That's what I would think.
Not in this case. They're like these pussy actors. But then you're rooting for pussy billionaires. Who's better?
Everybody sucks.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
They got into, if you want to like be a dictator, it's never been a better time because Facebook, you can control populations, blah, blah, blah. I never heard of this. There's an example in Myanmar.
Yeah, I did. I never heard of it, but I
if you buy a cell phone, the providers load Facebook.
Only put I have heard that. I just
so they take your phone, they physically put Facebook on it for you, create your account for you, and then the military use that to incite violence against Muslims. And 700,000 Muslims had to leave the country.
You believe that? That's crazy shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where it was, but I remember reading about this story.
You know who has a, I believe, fiance in Myanmar?
Who?
Bro.
No.
Is that? I think that's where it is. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. You could be right or wrong.
Yeah, who knows?
But we could spread fake news.
6 times faster.
Fake. Guys, I'm pregnant.
Whoa.
Fake news.
Congrats.
Oh.
They said, Tristan says we could be headed to a nothing is true, the government only tells lies situation where no one believes anything.
But we've always been there.
It seems like we're headed there now more than ever.
More than ever, for sure. Nobody believes anything anybody says. And the government is shit, but it's always been shit.
They say
now we're just aware of it more, no?
They say these companies want to destabilize countries. They didn't really say why, but they say they want us disagreeing.
Control.
To troll us?
But it's control.
Oh,
but wait,
control.
when they showed Putin walking up the steps when they were talking about this, I noticed this. The
How
soldiers,
hot did he look?
Aside from that, the soldiers were like this as he was walking by. Do they have to follow him?
Yeah, they got to look at that ass.
Really?
He got a rock hard ass.
Dude, they were like this while he was at the top.
You ever seen him with his shirt off riding that horse? Or
have.
swimming in those rivers?
I have.
Doing the butterfly in those rivers by himself?
His
best friend, Steven Seagal.
There he is.
There's Vlad, the Vlad daddy. Let's get him on that horse.
Vladdy daddy.
They said,
oh, look at that.
He's so virile that he rides hard the whole time with a boner.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, if he went pantless, I'd get excited. Shirtless, I'm not.
Does he shave the chest, or is that just natural Eastern European hairlessness?
Possibly. Do you think?
Why don't our presidents go topless ever?
Do you think he yells at that horse?
I think he fucks that horse.
Yeah, that horse has better hair than me. Look at the hair. It's perfect.
That's the Shoshana Zuboff of horses.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it just goes on and on. At the end, some of them tried to give there's still some good things going on. There's such doom and gloom the whole time. One guy said it's a simultaneous utopia and dystopia going on
also,
tech.
every single one of them says they don't let their kids.
Well, Steve Jobs said he didn't want his kids to be on screens too much.
But every single one of them in the credits came on. It's now we don't let them do it.
And they made millions of dollars. Kids are all living in Palo Alto.
It's always the ones who create it, and then they're like, oh, we know how bad this is. But we're not. We wouldn't let our kids do it.
Do you think people?
But you guys do it fine.
Do people make pornography or kids no porn? It's not good. Or they're like, hey, it's pretty good.
Porn's. I think it's better than Facebook.
You do.
I don't know.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Let's get a little Mark Zuckerberg.
They universally all want regulation on these industries.
One
guy suggested
control.
Data taxing. The more data these companies have, he thinks it should be taxed. If they're spying on us, they should be taxed.
The more money they can make, the better.
These rich fuckers.
I apologize to all the children out there, and I'm thrilled that I'm.
You should apologize to me for making me watch this.
Older and almost gone.
That's what one person said. Do you see that senator guy?
Yeah. Oh, he was my soulmate.
He's from Montana. He's like, I don't know if I'm just old.
I'm definitely not going to make it through this. I wrote his name down.
He dropped the shit in the thing.
He's like, this is a shit. It's a shit show.
He was talking to Tristan.
I can't remember what his name was.
He was from Montana.
Yeah, I did write it down. This was long and boring. I wouldn't recommend it, but
it was informative. But yeah, it wasn't a thrilling. Journey. And those sketches or whatever the hell it was driving me nuts.
Yeah, don't make a movie in your documentary, a movie within your just
how about you make a shorter documentary? I don't want to see
and this was only like an hour and a half.
Yeah, you don't have enough material. Get more talking head. I don't know. Show me kids who are addicted to tech or
Show me what they're going
Snapchat
through.
dysmorphia, whatever. Instead of showing me.
I want to see what that looks like. Oh, I got it.
Michael Vincent.
Tester?
John
Tester. That's an O.
That sounds like a fake name.
Jon Tester. That was the guy that was yelling.
It's pronounced testes.
He was just a senator? What was he?
I don't know.
It was something about he was in a trial.
Something in government.
There he is. Jon Tester.
Look at that flat top.
Yeah, beautiful. Tremendous. And he was like, I'm glad I'm almost dead. And I was like, that's my guy. There he is. I got to move to Montana now.
Would you date Jon Tester?
Absolutely.
Rob, do you have that video clip I sent you, texted you?
Oh, yes. God. There's a clip?
Look at this clip. Do you see this? It's a guy driving a car. He's got a Watusi bull, I guess this is called. It's huge.
Is this Texas, I'm going to assume?
This is in Nebraska. He's got he's
driving to Texas.
He's just driving out. He's got a metal grate on the side of the door and this huge, he's just driving a sedan. Huge bull with its head sticking way out over
that's creative. Can he not afford a pickup? Look
at all that shit on the window on the side.
Does that say 911? Dial 911.
He may have bought a
cruiser,
a cop car that they sold at an auction. Yeah, I think he did.
Best
car entry in a rodeo. Look at that shit. Imagine driving down the street and seeing this. This thing's huge. It's way above.
That thing's gonna shit if it gets nervous.
Did you see the car? It was covered in shit.
I thought that was tape.
No, that was shit. That's shit on the back window.
I thought that was fucking tape.
It's going right into the wheel well.
Fuck, that's bullshit.
That is bullshit. You know what you do? You bring this to one of those high schools who's like, we're doing a car wash for our football team. You just bring in the old bullshit mobile.
I really thought that was tape at first.
As this goes, he gets pulled over by the cops. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just driving around with my cow." And it's appropriately named Howdy Doody, this thing.
He's trying to get in the rodeo this way?
I don't know if he is. I don't know what he's. I guess I'm assuming trying to make headlines.
So we need a documentary on the guy
this guy's life. Like, what's going on here? Why is he driving around
what
with a...
compelled him to drive around with bullshit?
You get in an accident, that thing. Imagine if that thing got in a high-speed accident, what would happen?
Look at the guy driving.
Look at the horns on this thing.
Holy
They're
shit.
huge.
That is real.
Those are some big dick horns.
Wow. That's what I was thinking. Texas A&M.
It dwarfs the actual bullhorn he has on the front.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, who is this guy? Why is he out driving? I mean, there's a lot of
anybody has
questions.
any information, the level, I mean, the car is completely off tilt.
How much shit does he clean off
Yeah,
the
look
car?
at it. It's crooked. It's low riding on one side.
That'd be great if he
That's
pimped his car out
hydraulics.
and he did do the hydraulics and the bull was like all getting all crazy. What if the bull just loses it on the road?
What if he freaks out? What if he sees red?
It's
what
tied
if he sees
up.
a red car?
It's
Does he
tied up
chase
to
it?
the grate, so I think it. But that's not going to hold up. If that thing moves and wants to get out of that, it's getting out of that.
That's fucking crazy.
Look, there's a red car right there.
Yeah, he's going to flip out. Somebody walks by with a red skirt. He just fucking, and it's windy.
What, he sees that ass?
No, I meant like this, you know.
They should bring this thing to L.A. He could be working.
He could be.
This
is Dennis Woodruff in the
guy who rides around promoting his shitty.
He's trying to get in there. This is what happens in, as you said, Nebraska.
Yeah, the cop let him off with a warning.
No.
Yeah, no ticket.
Oh, that is white privilege. Holy
this is a black
shit.
guy driving around.
No way. There's no fucking way a black guy's driving around with that.
You don't think?
No. Nope.
They don't show it, but his girlfriend's in the seat behind him. This is an Uber driver.
With a clothespin on her nose.
This is a Uber pool.
A pool of shit. No way.
You sit in the pool of shit in the
my
back
God.
seat. Would you drive you and Dice Man on the road in this car? They got the Watusi Bowl. Howdy doody.
I can't even answer the question because I'm just thinking of him not getting in an actual regular Uber, a very nice one for other reasons. This would just, I know you're fucking with me.
It's got a bull in there. I'm not doing it. Oh, man.
All right.
Good times.
I can't.
This
I have
bull's
to pee.
going to be in Vegas.
We'll see you guys in Vegas.
Yeah, Johnny
Thank
Facts.
you guys.
Sharing a room with you.
Subscribe, like, all that shit.
Algorithms.
Put us in the algorithm or we're sending a bull your way.
Goodbye.